Dave, what has been? Yeah. I know you said the highlight. You love being live, but you have traveled. And when you think of, okay, this was one of the peaks of my storied career, what comes to mind?
10 days I spent in Baghdad.
Wow.
I was doing a talk show, and I thought the war in Iraq was a huge mistake. And I knew that because I'd been there during I'd been in Qatar during the run-up to that war. I was talking to people who were from Iraq, and they were saying, hey, we know Saddam's a bad guy. We know he has to be removed. But you make us look small if you come in and rescue us. And so when the occupation of Baghdad began going south, I was talking about it, and people said, well, what do you know? What do you know? What do you know? So on the first anniversary of it, I said, oh, okay, what the heck? I'll go to Baghdad. And KIRO had their doubts, but they arranged it with the help of CBS. And when I went there and saw the precarious state of that area, I realized I was right. It ended up getting me recruited to run for office. That's what happened out of that. But the opportunity to be able to cover a story and then go and see the truth of it is what made this job so special. And all the trips that we went with, China, Hong Kong, Baghdad, Russia, the old Soviet Union 3 times, right? When you see the way people really live and what the news stories we cover look like on the ground, that's something that I couldn't have duplicated anything else. And I just hope the listeners got as much out of it as I did.
They did.
Dave, I said this to you earlier. I want to say it again in front of everyone. I just want to say thank you for the amount of grace that you've given me, right, since I've been here.
Wasn't a problem, Gee.
Yeah, but I'm the young, loud one that comes in, but you have always been such a professional in what you do. And so I think that going forward, I want to learn how to be like you when it comes to mentoring those coming into the doors. You've been so gracious. And like I said, I always call you the godfather of radio, brother.
Well, thank you, but you don't need to imitate me. You got Gee. If only I could wear a necklace like you do, my life would be complete.
So, Dave, what is the first thing you look forward to doing once you actually retire?
Sleeping later. I'm going to
see that is something people also don't realize. How many years have you been waking up at?
I think it's been 3:57.
Yeah. Exactly 3:57.
Well, because I have to be in the bathroom brushing my teeth when the top of the hour news comes on, so I know what's going on. So I get a feel for what I'm going to face when I get into work. Yeah.
So what time do you think you're going to wake up every day?
I don't know. I'm going to wake up whenever the heck I want to, once I retire anyway.
And then, because you don't eat breakfast in the morning regularly.
No, I do not.
You look forward to eating breakfast in the morning?
Well, I don't know. I'm worried that if I start doing that, I'll put on 50 pounds.
Oh. Okay, I need to ask another question, because as long as you and I have been here, we've been hearing about the demise of radio and how this is an industry that's going to die. You're leaving after 47 years. What do you predict for the next 10 years?
All I can tell you is I was hearing the demise of radio back in 1973 when I took my first job in Atlanta. And Elmo Ellis, who was the general manager of WSB Radio in Atlanta, says, we have to take the rust off radio. It's no longer, dramas and studio. It's news. It's live every day. This is still the only medium where when news breaks, we go out and cover it. Now, unfortunately, with reduced budgets, we can't do it the way we used to. We used to have reporters roaming everywhere, and if it happened, it was on the air, live and unedited.
Yeah, anytime, middle of the night.
Exactly. And I think there will always be a market for that, because I want to be able to turn on the radio and tell, well, in a few minutes, is the world okay today? Is everything safe today? Am I protected? And do I get a say in how my government operates? And radio does that like nobody else.
Dave, how do you feel about how we are doing politically here in this country? I know that you do a news show and you don't usually give an opinion, but I just want to know how you feel about how we are doing politically.
I think we are undergoing a stress test, which is exactly what the Constitution was written to handle. They could have written it to be a monarchy. They could have written it to be a strongman government. No, what they do, they split up power between a judiciary, a legislature, and an executive. And it's like rock, paper, scissors. Each one can checkmate the other when it's required. And I think it very accurately represents the collective will of the people. And if the will of the people is to have a more assertive leader, that's what you're going to get. if the will of the people is that this assertive leader has gone too far, you'll see another snap in the other direction. The one thing that's important is that there is a free press, so that there is a baseline of truth upon which to make these decisions. If the free press goes away, then you're lost.
Dave, just in this last couple of minutes, you've shown once again why we are so lucky to have had you for all these years, how you could have chosen to go anywhere in this country, and you chose this community to share your talents. I will forever be grateful. I know that I'm going to get emotional because I see that people are texting. Scott from Renton says, thank you for all the years of comfort and confidence. We love you. We'll have many conversations before your last day, but I just want to say that I know I speak for many, many, many people who say that we have the most utmost respect for you and cannot thank you enough for the work and the wisdom that you have brought to this region.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Working here has really been a joy because of people like you and you, Gee, and all the rest of you here. Thank you.
Okay. We'll enjoy the next couple of weeks, though.
Before you go, Dave, I don't know if I've ever asked you this. How long have you had this deep, sexy voice?
Well, oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, it started when I was about 13, Gee. Certain changes in the body happened, and I couldn't prevent it, and so here I am.
Man, I mean, you people would hear you and they think, man, this is gonna be some real big guy.
That's been my problem, Gee. That's why I stayed in radio. Because every time somebody meets me, they say, you see this, their face drops, and they say, oh. You're Dave Ross.
Dave, thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. That is Dave Ross. Yeah, I know. He's leaving. After 47 years, he retires. One of the best to ever do it. He gets your morning started here every morning here on KIRO Radio. I don't know, 8:47 every morning. It's not going to be the same.
KIRO Newsradio is not going to be the same. Let's just put it that way.
No
but anyway, we'll enjoy you while we still have you.
Thank you.